guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Agatha All Along. We are now on to episode 7, which is called Death's Hand in Mine. Now, the thumbnail's right here, so I see my girl Lilia. Last episode, it looked like we lost Lilia and Jen. I mean, that is what Agatha heavily insinuated, but the reason I wasn't 100% convinced that was the case is because how did Agatha crawl out if they didn't, right? All these witches are immortal, essentially. So if she could crawl out, then the girls should be able to crawl out as well. Maybe Agatha was just, a little faster at it because she was thrown in first. Who knows? But either way, last episode, all was revealed from Billy/William's side of things. We got the confirmation of who he was, and we understand now how Billy Maximoff's soul got into the body of Billy Kaplan. And it looks like Agatha had her suspicions that it could potentially be him. But either way, she's like, we both need each other to finish up the road. We both have something we desperately want, so let's finish it together. But Billy has made it known that he does not trust Agatha at all. And she was like, okay, sure. And then the other big question for me, anyways, still is where the heck did Rio go? She was not in that episode at all. And she didn't leave. We didn't see her leave the last trial. So lots of questions, ready to jump in and see how the trials are going to go now that we are losing people by the day, it seems like. So let's do this. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop these episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Where are you? Falling. I would catch you, but I have a bad back. Oh, damn. Okay, wow. The dress is glorious from what I can see, though. Wait, did Billy maybe unintentionally toss them into a trial?
You just can ask me your questions. Aloud.
Look who's missing his dialogue.
I'll get what I want at the end of the road. And she's not my mom. I have a mom.
Interesting. But I guess Billy would not have approved of what Wanda did.
Is Wanda Maximoff really dead?
Yes. No. Maybe.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, you want straight answers? Ask a straight lady.
She said what she said. Now that is where we should have gone from the beginning. A castle. Now we're talking.
In your experience? I honestly believed your experience would be the key to our success here.
We're alive.
Are we? Barely?
Now I wonder if you've ever been on the road at all.
The golden insight. Yep. He may be 16, but he's astute. Very astute. But Agatha cares what he thinks, as much as she's trying to be sinister Agatha. Somewhere in there, Billy wormed his way in. Oh, I love the drawbridge. It's like going to medieval castle. What's that place where you get dinner? Not!
Classic.
You guys don't understand! You guys don't understand! Maleficent's my girl!
Well, you seem pleased with your look.
Sorry.
Oh, the cheekbones fit.
Technically, Maleficent has green skin, but no need for both of us to have it. Always triggering the trial. Every time.
The horse-drawn carriage.
The chariot?
Yeah.
It's literally written on the card.
Damn. Are we gonna have a snark battle here? Let's go. We need Lily. Huh? Okay. Oh. Can we get up? Are you able to get up? Get out of the circle of hell? I'm actually surprised Agatha's not trying to evade.
Well, that can't be right.
Ah!
My turn.
Yeah, let's try a different. I'm with her. She's like, at this point, it's elimination. It's the laugh. Her cackle.
I'm not sure how much math you did back in Salem, but that will take forever.
Oh, we
I'm
still
calling her
have
dumb. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't get that option, do we? No more running.
I wish Lilia was here.
Right. Oh. Did you just summon her?
I was falling.
Thank God my girls are alive.
Where's Agatha? Where's Rio?
Yes.
Teen is the son of the Scarlet Witch? How do you know? I told you. Yeah.
You haven't figured out that Lilia drifts in and out yet? It's kind of her thing.
You said this might happen, but you're being extra wispy.
Wispy?
Yeah, barely here.
Which is it? Am I wispy or am I kooky?
Thank you.
Alice! Alice, don't try to save Agatha!
Oh, Alice, don't. That was, she didn't want her to throw the magic.
What do you see?
Hey, Grandma. I think.
How long has it been?
Her real grandma. Or a medium?
Centuries.
A long time. For you.
Not my problem, though.
I was bad at tea leaves.
This is a fiction you told yourself and tell yourself still.
Oh,
Because it's true.
is it?
What do you see, Lilia?
She's not letting you get out of it. I see tea. Leaves. In a cup. Oh, no, wait. There's more. The tunnels. She saw herself. What in the inception is happening?
You look at me and you see some doddering old broad.
Okay, this is like projection.
You mentioned something about gaps?
Yes, please explain. I'm so curious.
The flow of time is an illusion, Jen. Most people don't realize that. When I was a child, I experienced my life out of sequence. I would get these flashes, these gaps. It's getting worse.
Interesting. But also terrifying.
Maybe because I'm close to the end.
Of the road?
Of her road.
I'm not so sure I want it.
Agatha, what are you doing? Did you not see imminent impalement in your future?
Wait, what? Oh my god, this episode's gonna throw me for a loop.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have lashed out at you like that. You didn't deserve to. I'm not lying to you. It was a surprise to me too. If I'd have known, I would have.
It seemed pretty intentional.
You're reading my mind.
Only because it's so loud. No offense.
Okay, so he can read some minds.
Aren't you furious?
I mean, always, but collectively, we
Alright, she's like, actually.
What are you wearing?
I don't want to talk about it.
Right? Like, why does she have the old lady?
Focus up, Calderu. We can be culturally offended later.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here now.
Because now you need me.
I mean, you're gonna have to apologize for a
just
while.
like a witch.
You threw her in the mud.
I saw who you were and who you would become. I knew you'd need time.
Warning accidents. Oh my god, speaking of time, can we move? I don't like this game anymore.
Stop.
All that from looking into a teacup. No wonder you didn't want to do this.
Tell me about your life now.
Okay, let's have a chill convo right now.
Are you nimble with your craft?
If I was, I wouldn't be here.
Have you a coven?
Loosely?
It's better to be a hermit. To be a fraud.
I don't think that's working out for you though, Lilia.
Please just tell me how to control what's happening.
Yeah, her power's kind of terrifying.
Your
She's
craft is
justified in
not
being
to
scared.
control, but to see.
That's a good point. She's trying to control it when she's supposed to just observe it.
I know what the next trial is.
It's Tara.
Why did you say that?
Because you're the one who told me.
This is so frustrating. Oh my god, poor Lilia. If she actually lives through this, it'll be so good if she can find a way to at least keep her some sense of consciousness, because that would be so frustrating. Not just for her, but for anyone who wants to be near her, you know? Whose diary is this? Oh, it's Teen Spell Book, I think.
Because all I saw was death.
You're alive.
Relax, baby. We're cool.
We are? Hey, things are looking up.
Oh my god.
Right? She's like, what fresh hell did we walk into?
Who massacred this spread?
She did.
Children.
Now, please ask your question.
How are we gonna get out of here?
Teen must ask.
Ask her how we're getting out of here.
Right?
Am I William or am I Billy?
Listen to Lilia.
Of course you will face obstacles preceding a potential windfall. You must overcome all to reach your destination.
Okay, Lilia, she knows her stuff.
What, no snide remarks?
That sounded
Right? They're like, that's the most coherent we've heard you, sis.
You have enormous potential. And
Clearly.
the ability to turn all of your goals into reality.
Wanda's magic.
I don't mean to question your methods.
Then don't.
Right? Shh.
Choose your next card. What's
The way
missing?
she's talking with this nose prosthetic, I can't.
Oh, no! Get off me!
Got it. I love how they're weaving this all together now.
What are you missing? Why are you on this journey?
Yeah,
I didn't want to come.
you did.
To get my power back.
There we go.
Is he gone? Where did he go?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't look like it was gone.
I'm a forgotten woman.
Then remember yourself.
Ooh, bars!
That I saw it coming. Our entire coven wiped out by a fever. I saw it. I told you.
That's what she
but it
saw in
didn't
the first
change
trial.
Anything.
That comes for us all.
Unfortunately, it's just a
It's what
reality.
we all have in common.
Damn, dark, but true.
I will fall.
Yes. What will you do with your remaining time?
The son of the Scarlet Witch telepathically kicked us off the road. We sank beneath the surface, and now we're here.
I have a lot of questions.
Right? Can you slow that down? Back it up, start over.
Is that the way out? Off the Witch's Road?
It's not working. Remember the Salem 7 are still there? They're definitely not going to see you there. Why do y'all walk so creepy though? This is not it. This is not necessary. Ugh.
Where are they going?
Who cares?
We don't need to worry.
Go the opposite direction. Let's go. You came so far. You need to try to finish, girl. Even though you're probably not going to survive it.
I am the traveler.
Your trial.
I am.
The Queen of Cups.
Now you see.
No sword.
If she got the card right, why doesn't the ceiling stop?
Because it's always a time limit.
Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. The Knight of Wands. Full of fire. Fights bravely.
She did.
High Priestess.
Oh, I love this painting behind her.
Three of Swords. Heartbreak, sorrow.
The amount of Easter eggs we missed.
Tower reversed. Disaster. Destruction. Sudden upheaval.
This is why she's gonna fall. So that's why she was falling? I'm confused. Who? Rio? Who? Yeah, who?
Don't you recognize me, Lilia?
Okay. Death.
Agatha, what did you do?
Who's here with us tonight? Dee?
Rio. And we haven't seen her. Where is she?
All roads lead to me.
Okay, that's not a cute outfit.
Lilia, you did it. You saved us.
Did she? Where's Rio?
Rio. She's deaf.
She's what?
The original Green Witch.
She did say the Green Witch.
What can I say? I like the bad boys.
Fitting. Yeah, y'all hanging out when the door's right there.
When she calls you a coward, hit the deck.
What?
Just go with it.
How?
It was his book. She's not going with them.
Lilia.
I loved being a witch.
She was in this outfit when she was falling. What are the 7 gonna do?
But when you successfully complete a trial, like I just did,
She did slay that. Know that. These creepy ass animals.
like the tower, upright.
Okay, Lilia! This is so cool. Love it. They said, okay, you think you're walking all creepy. See if you can do that with no gravities, ho. Restarting the clock. Interesting that the hourglass turned over too. Lilia, you're a G! You're a G! But I feel like one of them survived somehow. She couldn't turn it over again. Guess Rio gets her body. Thank you, I didn't want to see it. Lilia was a G, man. I loved her power. Oh, she's meeting with Grandma.
Let us begin.
Aww. Like, that was a beautiful ending, but it was also kind of sad. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 7, and I loved that episode. Oh my God. I love when storytelling gets creative. And while linear storytelling is the easiest to follow, I love when they take these little detours and different paths around fitting pieces together to make a story, but maybe just not in the path that we're typically used to when it comes to when we hear a story. And I picked up from pretty much episode 3, especially, that Lilia was definitely giving us Easter eggs for things that were going to make sense at some point. And this was her episode for everything to start making sense. And I'm not going to lie, it was a little hard for me to follow at first, but once we got into it, I was like, okay, I'm starting to get what she means by the gaps and how all these pieces, not only are we as an audience figuring out, but I love that they had Lilia figuring out how the pieces fit together along with us. I just love that, you know, it's I guess in one sense sad that Jen was the only person to be there to hear it, but the way that Lilia explained why she was scared of her power, why she hid away from it, why she hid away from people. Can you imagine? Like, we saw how frustrated this group was getting with her losing this time every few hours or so. Imagine how that would be over a lifetime if you didn't understand what was happening. And I mean, even if you did, it had to be frustrating. I feel like, I don't know if that's maybe what the inspiration for this power was, but it reminds me a lot of when you hear about people who have dementia, right? How they'll slip in and out of the now, and while they're gone, they don't remember anything of what was done or said, and then they come back and it's a frustration for them and obviously for the people who love them. And I don't know, this feels a lot like maybe that might have been some of the inspiration for how this power works. But just, I've really felt like so much empathy for Lilia when she explained that as a child this used to happen so much and strongly. Like, imagine being a child and seeing your life out of time, like seeing yourself as an adult, seeing things happen and not recognizing until it happens that it was in the future, or maybe it was in parallel. Like, that's just, it's a super powerful ability. Like, if she ever got to a point where she could be more in control of when she tapped into it, Lilia would have been crazy powerful. But we see from those conversations she had with her grandmother, which I think is her grandmother. I don't know if they actually said that, but that's what I'm going to assume. It's something where it looks like if she had been less afraid of what she was capable of, she might have gotten to the point where she could have controlled it more. Because we heard her grandmother say that, you know, you're the one who stopped trying to learn to do this. You told yourself you weren't good at this and you made it your truth. It wasn't the truth. Like she said, it's a story you've told yourself, but you are capable of controlling it. You are capable of figuring it out. You just have to believe you are. So I understand, as a child, having that level of power was probably terrifying. We heard Jen say that, and I get why she just kind of backed away from it entirely. But, you know, beautiful to see that in this final moments with her trial, realizing that, and I love that they showed that what she was most scared of is, like she said, that the things that scared her the most about all of these gaps that she would fall into is that she would almost always see death. She would see death coming. That, of course, would be an even heavier burden. And so I understand why she would shy away from that power and shy away from wanting to use it in any way, shape, or form. But then we see that when it all came down to it, her grandmother / spirit guide helped her understand that the death she was most afraid of facing was her own, and the fact that she would have the ability to see that happening. And I get that. Like, I don't think most of us want to know how and when, right? It's just something that, you know, most of us are just more than happy to be in the dark about. So, but for her, she knew it's something that she could tap into. And her grandmother basically said, like, you just have to see. You're trying to control things and it's not yours to control. What's going to happen is going to happen. It's for you to observe. And I feel like if she had chosen to really just let a lot of that stuff go, which I know is kind of hard to say when she's seeing people she cares about die, but you get my point. Like, I feel like a good chunk of the stuff she probably saw were things that she didn't necessarily need to care about deeply, if you know what I mean. So I think that would have probably saved her a lot of heartache. But either way, loved seeing the way that her mind worked and how she tried to put things together and eventually was able to put things together, and just how badass she was when she was fully lucid and in the game and on point, and just the way they brought it all together, particularly at the end. I absolutely love that. And of course the reveal, like most people in my comments have been saying for weeks, that Rio is death, and we got that confirmation in this episode. Lilia exposed who Billy was to Jen, and she also is like, yeah, Rio is death, because we see that when she first woke up from the road, that explains why Rio is gone, why she hasn't been there since the trial for Alice. My guess is after Alice died, Rio had a job to do, right? She had to take care of that body because she's death. And then she came for Lilia. She saw Lilia, and she knew, that's when Lilia knew, okay, I'm about to die. Like, if I see Rio like this, it's because my time is near. So, you know, I really, you know, she's a G. Lilia is a G for accepting death like that, right? It's not an easy thing to accept, but she knew it was going to happen, and she's already known from previous experience there was no stopping it. So I love that she just accepted it, finished the trial, gave Billy his absolution, and then even, remember she said, try to protect Agatha. That came full circle when she finished the trial and it opened up and she told Agatha that warning, like when you hear coward hit the deck. So, and again, you know how Lilia was saying she couldn't control anything, like these are things she could do to potentially, you know, change things, right? Telling Agatha that piece of information, that is probably going to save her life. Billy giving him his spell book back, that is probably going to turn out to be something he absolutely needs in the near future. So I love Lilia's character. I'm super sad we're not going to get more of her. That just seems horribly, all of them, honestly. I could honestly watch a whole spin-off with this Coven of Witches, minus Agatha, because obviously she's kind of got in her own solo thing, but I would love to just see the rest of those three in some sort of a show. Like I would watch that. Like that's the kind of witch show I'd love to see. But anyways, so that's kind of what wrapped up that particular trial. And you know, bye Lilia, you were great. I loved you when you were kooky or wispy or anything else. You were so entertaining. I love that actress, and yeah, I hope to see more of her. If it's not in this show, I don't know, I'd love to see her in the Marvel universe some more, because she's super fun. But on the other side, in the earlier part of the episode, we saw Billy and Agatha heading up to the trial, and we see that even though Agatha's trying to put her whole, I'm a sly evil witch, like I don't care, Billy has definitely found a place in her heart, right? Whether it's because she believed that it could be her son for so long that now she's developed the same affection. Like I do think there's a level of transference that she's done now that, you know, her son, who she clearly has thoughts about, regrets about, a desire to know and be around. Here's this boy who I guess maybe could potentially be around her son's age. And Billy's actually an endearing kid, right? Like when he's being a little less snarky and a little less rough around the edges, he's actually really smart and he's very fun and he does actually care about people. Like I genuinely believe him when he said to Lilia that he lost his temper and he didn't mean to do what he did to them. That's very much a treat. That's very much a trait that he inherited from his mother. I think we all remember, we've seen Wanda really lose her. When she's angry, she tends to do things she shouldn't either. But the thing is, when Billy finally gets a hold of his power, I do think like his mom, he'll be able to like fix a lot of what he does, like actually reverse it. But anyway, on that walk, we see that she's not dealing with that silent treatment from Billy. Like, even though she's trying to tell herself she doesn't care, she does. And so she gets him to but I also think she's trying to figure out what she can do to get in with him. And yes, some of it I think is because she does have a bit of that transference I was talking about, but I do think she sees something in Billy that could be very useful to her. I think Agatha's always thinking about the next angle, and Billy, between his power and who his mother was, like her answer to his question about whether or not Wanda was actually dead, I mean, that's just it, right? Yes, no, maybe. Like this is the Marvel's, this is MCU, this is the Marvel verse. Anything is possible. Anybody could potentially come back. And a lot of people have been theorizing that someone as powerful as Wanda just doesn't disappear. Plus, we know the multiverse exists, so maybe this version of Wanda is gone, but we already know, sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Doctor Strange, but there is another version of her that's quite powerful that exists in another universe. So or multiverse, I should say. So anyway, point is, she could still be alive. She could potentially come back, or Billy could have the power to potentially bring her back. That is something else that could happen. And I heard some people theorizing that if she could create the souls of these kids that were strong enough to withstand having their material bodies stripped from them, who's to say that Wanda's soul's not just out there right now, and that Billy can't just call it into another body. Now, Elizabeth Olsen signed on for more stuff, so I don't think we're getting a recast. But just, you know, the theory's out there. So anyway, that conversation was interesting. And I think what I took from that was when she asked, how did it go? When Agatha mentioned something about, you know, his mother, or I was your mother's best friend. And Billy retorted with, that's not my mother. I have a mother. I took that to mean that he was saying that Wanda is not his mother, but the woman that William Kaplan's mom, like that woman who raised him, that's his mother. Like that's the one that he's recognizing. Maybe I misinterpreted that. Maybe it's the other way around, because but I don't think Agatha ever met William Kaplan's mom, so it's gotta be Wanda she's referring to, right? Because we saw that she bestied her up, right, when she was trying to get in her power. So yeah, I think I interpreted that correctly, but that's a very interesting thing for him to say, and it's true. He's only been concerned with finding Billy thus far. He's not talked anything about Wanda. Again, he believes she might be dead, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if he knows that he somehow ended up in William Kaplan, I'm sure that the thought has crossed his mind that his mom could potentially be out there too, but he seems solely focused on Tommy. So as I said in the episode, there's a possibility that he, knowing what Wanda did, I mean, obviously he would have heard everything about what happened to people in Westview and what she did, and then talking to, what's his name last episode, who, Mr. Bonerific, and hearing the nightmare. I mean, we laughed a lot in that episode, but when you strip away the comedic performance, it's horrifying. What he went through was absolutely highly traumatic, just like everybody else in that town, and they'll never be okay again. So from what we've seen of Billy, he seems to want to be a very moral and ethical person. And that's why he had such an issue with the way Agatha was treating the situation with Alice on the road and or Sharon, I should say. And then on top of that, the other witches being like, not our problem. So I do think that Billy at the moment has a strong moral compass he's trying to maintain. And because of that, he's not proud of what his mom did. And it looks like he has very little recollection at the moment of his parenting by her, which is very interesting. But anyway, I love to get more into that, and I'm sure at some point we might talk about it when we get to his trial. But this was not his trial, this was Lilia's. So now we've gone through Jen's, we've gone through Alice's, we've gone through Agatha's, and now Lilia's. So all that's left is Rio and potentially Teen. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not they're going to do one for Billy, because he's not technically part of the coven, but he's there. So we're either going to get 2 more trials or 1, but either way, if it's Rio's is next, I'm very interested more about how the original Green Witch came to be. And I don't know if we're going to delve into what happened with Agatha. I feel like we have to, because this is her show. But either way, even if we just get a chance to see a little bit more into what goes on in the mind because of Rio, I don't think Rio is without feeling. I don't think she's without emotions. And so this whole journey of the road, every witch's trial has been people facing some deep, dark secret or a deep-seated fear that or trauma they haven't addressed. So what would Rio have? What kind of deep trauma would she have? Is it related to Agatha? Is it something else? Either way, I'm excited to find out and see if it kind of humanizes Rio a bit, because having the moniker of death is a heavy one and it would be all encompassing, but I think she's a lot more than that. So maybe we'll find out next episode. But yeah, this was another great one. Like I said, I think this might be my favorite thus far. I really like the way they did the storytelling in this, and what's her name? The lady who played Lilia, she killed it. She knocked it out of the park. Enjoyed it, and I'm so sad that she's done. But yeah, she gave us a lot of entertainment. So I enjoyed the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.